Everyone wants passive income, but the internet makes it sound like a side quest from a fantasy game. Buy property, start dropshipping, trade crypto while you sleep. Meanwhile, the average person's thinking, I can't even afford an apartment, let alone one to rent out. But what if passive income didn't start with real estate or risk, but with something smaller, lighter, and 100% digital? Because the new landlords aren't buying buildings anymore. They're building online ones. Meet Paul. Paul is that person who listens to every podcast about passive income, follows real estate gurus on Instagram, and keeps hearing one line over and over: buy property. It's the safest way to get rich. So Paul tries to do the math. Mortgage rates, down payments, closing costs, repairs, insurance, and after 20 minutes on Zillow, the dream crashes. Even the ugliest house in town costs more than Paul's entire net worth. So Paul does what most people do: keeps renting, keeps scrolling, keeps wondering how everyone else is building wealth while they're stuck in a studio apartment with avocado-colored carpet. Until one night, Paul sees something strange online. Someone talking about owning digital property. At first, it sounds ridiculous. What does that even mean? Digital property, like a website? But the more Paul reads, the more it clicks. Real estate, you own a place people pay to live in. Digital property, you own a creation people pay to use. In real estate, you fix toilets. In digital property, you fix ideas. And the rent? It still comes in monthly. So Paul decides to try it. Not by coding an app, not by raising money, just by building something small online, something people might want to keep. They start with a template for freelancers to track their projects. Nothing fancy, just organized, useful, and kind of satisfying to use. Paul shares it online for $9 a month. A few signups trickle in, then more. Before long, Paul's digital property is making rent money without tenants, mortgages, or phone calls at 2 a.m. about broken water heaters. It feels almost unfair. That's when Paul realizes the internet runs on property. We just never called it that. Every app, every subscription, every automation is a little digital building someone owns. People pay monthly to use them, like renting a condo in the cloud. And unlike real buildings, these don't crumble or flood. They scale. One tenant can become 1,000, and your costs barely change. It's like owning a skyscraper that multiplies itself every time someone moves in. But here's what really flipped Paul's mindset. Digital property isn't just about solving problems. It's about creating something people want to return to. A good playlist, a clever dashboard, a tool that makes them feel more in control, creative, or confident. In the real world, people rent space. Online, they rent experiences, and anyone can build one. Soon, Paul starts spotting digital buildings everywhere. A teacher who sells access to her private lesson planner. A gamer who built a simple leaderboard tracker for his community. A nutrition coach with a paid recipe dashboard. None of them have coding backgrounds. None of them think of themselves as tech founders. They're just regular people who turned their know-how into little online spaces others pay to use. That's digital real estate. And the best part? There's still so much land left. Every hobby, profession, and interest group online is like an undeveloped neighborhood, waiting for someone like Paul to build something useful, fun, or inspiring there. Unlike traditional property, you don't need a loan or permission. You just need the right idea and a weekend to bring it to life. Platforms like Notion, Glide, or Make let you build digital property without code. They're the new construction crews of the internet. Now, Paul didn't quit his job or buy a yacht, but he did something more powerful. He built leverage, because every digital space Paul owns now works 24/7, not for likes, but for rent. And that rent stacks. It's not about getting rich fast. It's about building once, improving occasionally, and earning repeatedly. No gatekeepers, no landlords, no mortgages. Just digital ownership. Property you build with creativity instead of cash. So the next time someone tells you, buy land, they're not making more of it, you can smile and think, they're not looking in the right place. Because online, there's an entire world of new land being created every day. And the people building it aren't real estate moguls. They're creators, freelancers, and everyday dreamers who figured out one thing. You don't need to buy property to collect rent. You just need to own something worth staying in.